Baku Kamo Entimi Anti Sansuna Urawa Red from Omai, Japan. Etna Rosebud Stadium. I want to work California. Emma Monterrey from Mexico. Ebom Eka 4. Entimi Anti Sansuna Borussia Dortmund. I will take you Stadium of Cincinnati. Omati Uzan Hyundai from South Korea. Ebom 1-0. And Mama Lady Sundowns from South Africa. And from Brazil. Ebom 0-0. It was a management of group net after the last round of matches group. And shall say group E. Now group E no say and a corner after match day 3 SC International Milan from Italy. Omunya 7 points. SCF Monterrey from Mexico and 5 into Inter Milan and Monterrey are qualified to the round 16 of the FIFA Club World Cup. River Plate from Argentina and 4. And Urawa Red Diamond from Japan. Omudia on the point and Yenko Group F. National Center Honsono standards after match day 3 Group F. Borussia Dortmund from Germany and 7 points. Fluminense from Brazil and 5 points. Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa and 4. And Uzan Hyundai from South Korea. So Omo Enya 0 points. So Omo the 2 points are Omo Antony and qualified to the next stage of the competition. Ebusiaha and Oman and NKOSUO Sports the best mo CTV no JDAC edia mejiso eye pa kwesi PK Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan Ghana Oman and NKOSUO so CTV Ghana's number 1.
Said the Mako Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. I go with the German Casa. And me come and says me, Obian Trasima Stroke, we then can to them you.
Some make a show now to show home. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. What's saying weapon to say hypertension, or Barney Bema war power, diabetes, John Sobuyakie, Coco, make animajakie.
Obama Sita and Nancy, Mamashia, Siamani Cassimuyan, Greenfield Adaruma, and Omatua Trauma name, you know, Pakasiania, is Malakoda, Mawasan Antibu.
Greenfield were ultra modern laboratory any diagnosing machine. What is scanning human system no? Was signed on a Jinkwa Gallic Plus, a boosty immune system, a sign AMA BP, or be a halitosis, and non company one and nuno, on Fanco Greenfields, no betting is say tech. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. One more new Adogon last stop Estate Junction. Press 0243 983906 and now 0261 651898.
Greenfield.
God is our healer.
Greenfield.
Your last hope.
Rise and shine. It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watch is Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
Watch is Friday,
it's still on point.
For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast,
it's still on point.
It's yummy, delicious.
It's still on point.
Still on point, yes, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
Still on point, yes, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
For your toast, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious.
It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Alive soap, alive soap.
Just like how water refreshes you on a hot sunny day, it takes a refreshing bath with Alive soap to feel its pleasant fragrances.
The soap I want and need at the end of every day,
leaving you with soft, smooth, and fresh looking skin.
You make me feel alive, you really brighten my day, my day.
Available in lemon, coconut, rose, and aloe vera fragrance. Alive soap. Feel fresh, feel alive.
washing powder with multi-enzymes that helps remove stubborn stains.
It has a nice fragrance. Not harsh on my hands. Foams easily. And removes stains well.
Oh, I still to be.
Ma, you brought 5 big sachets of new Jama washing powder.
Yes, ma'am.
It really removes stains. It has a nice fragrance.
Yes, ma'am.
Then add 30 sacks of Jama washing powder to your engagement list.
Jama.
Yes, ma'am.
New Jama washing powder for cleaner, fresher wash. Your partner for clean clothes. This advert is FDA approved.
Excellent furnishing in a real estate business is a great deal for survival. My struggles as a young estate developer were cut short when I discovered Fernart Ghana. With quality furniture made from the finest woods and amazing after-sale service, Fernart Ghana changed my story with every single home I built. It's a one-stop shop that serves the interests of clients with a variety of living room and dining sets, solid wood kitchen installations, wardrobes, doors, cabinets, beds, pergolas, floor parquets, and many other wooden products that will last a lifetime. With Fernat Ghana, all clients are offered the opportunity to customize furniture to their specifications, and the smile on their faces says it all. Thanks to Fernat, now your home can look beautiful with furniture that would last for generations. Visit Fernat Ghana today and share my story. Locate us at Yaniba Estate, Osu, Accra, or call 0303 966085 or 055 278 4097. Think wood, think Fernat.
Esa se odoma asetena panti. Mame musa wo se etesai. Na wawarie mu etesai. Menu asofo, o ministry mu so we. Na wapom modin krampo no etesai. Amanta ne mabawa, mo siesie mu ho akọ awarie mu. Mo so mo toto ye etesai. Na dan na emra no enso eka efa awarie ho. Eni e debre. Ne hia me, kanadwa oba so no. E wo CTV. Na me ne mpamfo a wakwadre e wo awarie mu. Na wasan so wo no efa abrabo ho ya betena se ya pensen ensem bi no se ya pani poma sibre ama aware ayede abusua soso ani beje hwe etesei wa brabo ayeye datwene.
It's party time on Modern Fair. Ola Bawo. As I introduce to you Safari Zoom Flex live on Ghana's #1. With Zoom Flex, you can join the fun wherever you find yourself. Dear Zuma, Ella, shake the body. But it's Friday. Of course, time is 10 p.m. sharp on Ghana's #1 with the man them DJ Last Week Official. We say Ola Bawo.
Give me the vibe, give me the move, give me the vibe, give me the move, give me
CTV, Ghana's #1.
NKOSUO nda wase se oguru to ani etina e wo CTV Ghana's #1 OMAN Ghana NKOSUO dwumedie no na egusu a yede brew. We want you to be part of the conversation. In someone etwego apunachi nyina no so for wadwin kire February for Facebook my CTV GH and be part of the conversation. You be encourage you show crying say o de fa ho na anye ya for WhatsApp and text messages so February 0242 707574. Mejibre na makan ni nyina ediamao na answer me introduce me guest no ediamama no we say Eben say good morning from Kwabenya. I really feel sad for suspended CJ Tokonupa for not getting good advice from her lawyers. They are really doing her bad pa. I think she needs to reconsider what she did yesterday because she had done more harm
done good to herself. Those who advise her for the press conference have to bow in shame. Madam CJ Tokono, I know you can do better because the law is the law. Okoso se uchia Hajia Hawa our GRA any MC for Ga East any Mr. Akwesi Mensa of PSC Shipyard. All right. Also message out there about hono. Let me can for messages in Bameji Brenoma Kainina. We free Amisku Spelele Kaswa was say AK Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Beba 2028. Chief Justice Mrs. Tokono has really exposed all the agenda being set for her removal. In fact, our judiciary shouldn't be under attack, so JDM should reinstate her now and allow her to do her job or Tum Abai. Anyway, regards to Honorable Mavis Hawa Kumsin, incoming MPP National Women's Organizer, and Honorable Sylvester Tete, NPP General Secretary hopeful. Lidiana Ama Nyamiche and so did Nasamabo say, even if she were to express her grievance in the most celestial of places, she will still find herself unable to achieve success in her current endeavor. What exactly are her intentions? It would be helpful for her to recognize that while she is making an effort to connect her situation to her political affiliation, the term of her political party has concluded. I don't know about that. And which means her tenure as Chief Justice has come to an end. That is fair comment to make over there. Okay, messages in the baby, major Brenama Kainina Ediamo. But Mami encourages you say, Kosua na share link, comment, na fi subscribe, na bibibiano enkoye enfama. And now payment saka Mohammed Bello Idrisu, kama pa we bruta. Wabekansa waha national communication team member edema the NPP wasanso ye Bono East Regional Youth Organizer hopeful and so we him say obabeda mebunu na no e wo Bono East region no e wo ho Mohammed mwakwaba bibia bokode erade edi ache nyansa mo ne ahonde mu ede erade ase. Great. All right. Ebi mensaka Ivan Che Innocent on the yawa de bia semo amonitua. On the Okane said the youth activist, essentially a social commentator. Ewo ho. Ivan, bogo there. Na anyone to say?
Yeah, we can't complain.
So yeah, I see. I like your black too. Yeah, usually no. Chroma we say black here. Yes, BBC.
Oh, that be.
But color. Yeah. Very Omo believe in colors and grab each say. In fact, we need to do more blacks. All right. And see, I be say.
Bibi mom dey say. Omo ye Chief Justice BBC.
Sir. Na so no one politician.
Oh, you act social media activist. And
youth activist.
Youth activist. It is his concern.
So. Okay. But me name so can
as a youth activist there. Na say obo mabunu no and that she won buy.
Nti ono kro no we adwene.
Good.
Nti obe support o kro.
I was support me. Na black na wo share no so no. Yes, Chief Justice ye na no bonjo so nti na wo share black.
Me bonjo so.
Me gidi sa.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so that thing go when say. You be Chief Justice in seven but what's your take on the amendment of holidays, Odehyeeba and Nashebeja focusing kunya amend the holidays, first you say 1st July and about back as statutory holidays, you say first nanka commemorative and 21st and so Odehyeeba say and so come kuma birthday so I will say observe as holiday. Now the 4th August is supposed to be the SWAL administration, the buy say ebe keteli for the Founders Day celebration, and then you see it is gone back. You say OCC and say there was 17 public holidays we has to say. What's your take? People have made a submission say why Abembia bar near is it the case that a future MPP government will also come and do a similar thing, say almost the same back to a even though the first Mahama government in the day in Nkrumah 21st September holiday in the bay as against the July 1st in the end they never hold that answer Mampeni Dada Nanadu Danko Akufo-Addo ebefe kunya no.
I think that holidays the previous administration, the council, and most of them were crucial holidays are not a very important day on our calendar. And for me, I think they had some symbolic essence be na Ghana folk could easily relate to. For instance, 1st July, the Republic Day. So I didn't understand why Ebe Saturday in a free hop, because in the commemoration, I bring a lot of things to mind that yes, history is there, not to be repeated, but to guide us in a path to the and for me, I think very necessary this particular Republic way, and I've always had my concern about this August way now. I'm introducing for me
August,
any foundational basis. Be clearly, you could see it was pure politics, but it's unfortunate and it's a shame. Very often when Obianya power, we beginning to toy with some of these things. About our date and losing the essence and become some kind of political way be I know the day Ghana for cannot relate to. For instance, when at the buyer because national holiday is supposed to be a day across the political divide or be a bit more related to because of the symbolic essence Nema representing the reminder that it gives us. By Ebayese way back me Odehyeeba na masesana meditate we yashesha way back no I know the day Ghanaians are unable to keep track of these days. They lose their symbolic essence then as a form. So I think some of these things back and forth is unnecessary.
I see.
And I think we should find a way of making sure you see a national holidays 8 amendment and then as a form very difficult for us to do, because you see holidays no yard also Nkrumah saying and then saying Kramofosha says we've added about 2-3 holidays. In fact,
to say the Bakwaka shack,
yes,
as it is also
yes. Christopher Beshas, and so Beji and several other holidays. Yes,
like I said, there were 17 holidays.
It's not always to say holiday, like Obiantina Fee. America, they have a number of holidays. Saying banks and as a phone in a year, other institution will work. You only commemorate it wherever you are. I think that concept is what we need to introduce, especially where we as a country economically, we are just trying to be you're slipping in line. I'm not sure who here say all the time you're spending my time at home. You understand there are some of the holidays people can be at their workplace and we can still commemorate them. You understand? It's not always a holiday yet to meet the holiday twice or 3 times. For instance, Friday. Now we come Monday, now we Tuesday. Now not the day. Some of these things, for me.
And then said proposal, Interior Minister, as part of the amendment process, proposal or the and so you to me say, the president has the prerogative to be to me a vary holiday date. And so, for example, say holiday thought Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Thursday. The president has the mandate now to push it to a Friday or a Monday.
Yeah, and I think those powers that you can't take it away from the president. These are presidential. But maybe we can even fix the date somewhere. For instance, we have Fridays. So holidays, we can pin them to a particular day, Friday. So when people go Saturday, Sunday, then it ends there. You understand? I think that it will make sense.
Okay.
And it's not issue. I want to waste time on it.
Bello. Mamenjo view on this. Osha, we bear the last of all some of these amendments here. Abayan Sesa, Abayan Babianwa. Now we say omo touch some of these things in na akoye kasabebre. And some of the minority group did not really not omobonjo sokura. Say ye 4th August ne free ho. Na ye date September 25th. A lot of issues. Now momoja. Ojeni saying.
I can't. I mean, for a few days, so now I'm in here. I should for to trade. Omo Bonny East, Kintampo, Techumai, Atebu, Kranza, and other constituencies are Omaka. Na me bo me party for Swabaso.
Okay.
Jumapa ye. Numa banwe ya. ebi ya ye born abaso ne enyen so no ye born echi se obesisa. Because opposition is for what? Is to check the government activities. When they are good for the people, you support. When they are not good, at least you criticize. For me, to an extent, I will agree with Minua Ivan. Because yen holidays, Alusu is a national character. And it's becoming a party ideology.
Okay.
To an extent that a political party that comes, the MPP, the NDC, they'll find a way. They'll find a way to model or modernize the holiday to suit their events. This is a share 1st July year. Abako Semuna then a Mayenya 1st July. That was when we gained our republic.
Yes.
And as it said, but what I say, holiday bia one a historical antecedent. And what's the Sunday in the Kwashebi before? Mrs. said, you are touting the history behind it. Yes, answer we'll be losing our values. And chairman will be sorry no more sooner. That history, no,
they will lose it.
They will lose it. Because everybody can have a or say history is determined by the writer. Get you see? Now so no at the court pot a see master history you buy it there. And there I also a bomb buy. Like for the date it can change. That is why the year sent to a war. Minimum say 1900, minimum say 9. Historians can determine that they can write their history to suit their own event or their own date. But the actual reason for the history in there, it must be preserved.
Okay.
And na ye say NDC aba, ye say MPP aba, yes ye say me gidi say e bedroom rebi no. Obiara in the party ideology and ebe ye nyuma. And let me once again agree with Minua Ivan. Yeah, holidays not also. And we are observing them so much, so well that it's taking most of our productivity or our production hours. Brand was say the coejumane and concoye jumana man fast one, no minor sika engine brand no. Afena hidden nam. It's a holiday. And the holiday at the end of the holiday. Oh, ye de kai maybe a tremu. Ntalebe was a shene and fan kai. But what I say, you first hand, you just under name Quajuma. Then Quajuma na fed some run for some money. Ebia, a school moon was say, yes, I na. Young Quajans at a level, a casual day, be young Quachradia, your mamre, your money, not more frano, any cromania who named your year. Not at least in Reno and NKOSUO. But yes, so, Yantina fee 17 holidays within the year. 17 holidays within the year. This is 17 holidays, but how many days it will affect? No, you ain't taking into consideration. Because holiday be a while, it may take it 2 days. It may take it 3 days. And to be you know, all the Sundays in now, but cast 17 or one. Not all can come by us at 20 something. Now,
I see.
Point beyond Mekan, you say do one piece of work every day, and you'll be surprised of what you'll be able to do in a year.
Okay.
Until every day you will miss out, it has effect on your productivity.
I see.
And for me, I will agree with the many. Or more can say holidays,
Okay.
And we should make holidays, to understand. You're making in. Remember, many crana. You can share your constitution. You want to ban people on to me, and this the question will be, say. Is this going to be the last time? I cannot assure you. It will never be the last time.
Okay.
Because MPP bar also will have a history. Yes, we are likely to change.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
I see.
Yes.
All right. Bello me da say. Now, I was for so of the movement for change. NTB solution political party. I'm go so to two of Solo.
No akwaba.
Doc, mejoso.
Na bibia boko de. Na arrangement to become a political party no muguso.
Ye dread no, ye dread chepa, and chekra ka be 0.2%. Ye we cry.
I see.
Ya ma anyi yinti na Methodist Church to the first be free. Can live in Dubai.
I see.
Because we na so about. Ti ama o man no to me nkona no sa. Me chia Ivan Mohammed, yes. Anyone here for the tearful.
Yeah, that's it. As some of the two swanona, we the entity home to Kennedy Prague. Say and they Marashe Bejaka Kusin Kunya Aji, more or less like OMAN Mende, some holidays be the actual administration, a year free honey idea. In fact, when you if you perceive it, or more a train or quite for frost was a differ. And they only have buses say a statutory 1st July, a holiday back. Said their name that 21st September, so a Kwame Nkrumah birthday should be observed as Founders Day, whether it is with the apostrophe S, and then again, there was another 2 million president. He says, say a holiday for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or the mandate to push it into the next Friday or the earlier or the next Monday, whichever we are, they are banned on in that order. Until we need some way, I just seek your opinion on that. Now, young court issues.
Now, in holidays,
yes.
3rd July, and they are very popular.
Yeah.
Because it was significance. And in fact, 1957 now, they can say, I am independent. Now, OMAN is in the DSO. Yeah, get instruction free London. Birthday on the 1st of July 1960. So just in the figment of Obi imagination, what Basa a dark concept that concept on the author of politics, cheap politics, partisan politics, was say what about the year for the 4th August. Busan Pada BC, between 3rd July and the 4th of August, Okas will be a trauma because the end will be a trauma because empire. What 4th of August, Saturday, I don't know, any at UGCC. UGCC, you know, by 1949, now I yes a brass band, a good party, a New York review will be on Kayomo. Because that Kwame Nkrumah, they were free market the CPP. To free muna and I mean this. Yeah, quite independence, no. UGCC in Kaho. Was that day, no? And yet, UGCC in Tino. Young farmer may say, Omanuniam, I didn't take Kufodu, then a bush for a kind of founders of UGCC. Where you are somewhere, did you also a It was even a slap and insult to President Kufuor. Because believe me, NPP are buying a bar, them get make us any even NPP's policy. So we used to have a 1st July the 4th about name will make the decision. They say, so rock for people in the buy. I be president, Arambwa. Yes. I didn't have this one change 3rd July, no, I'm found going 4th August. One of the young boy, Yasumi and Anomalia, BBI and Anam, till mine on my sofa, and now you are me and Yanka school Kakrakati Seligo, called the Kotu Bidanko. University Kakrakasi. Ya my near net thing. Kokotamche gave Danko. Anti a yes about 1st July. But what I disagree totally with this administration is National Day of Prayer. Mobia Mama Kata Republic Games.
Well, no, there's someone making a forcefully say never basso.
Prayer the only crack as over bomb pie. But men go shem what everything we say. Sadan in Pie Bontine, the significance of the day no must be projected at all times. And none bra or mine no betin. And yet, and you're the Pie Tetra. Why did you buy more?
Okay.
Short message. Also, a year
the last of Sir Masisano, we are bound for Boba and so Bessisano.
And MPP na a good for the Yaqua by ya on Bessabasan. Now, the end do say, Yenny Bay party, you be with Yamanakao. Or Momba, this is 21, and no, now Nama than a vegetables.
Bello no nyagire.
Oh, Bello de so no. Oh no. Obeya adwene nyagire na wo position. The Omashift because Air Friday. Everything. Yeah. Holiday is Monday. Nipa no nya ko holiday you are week class. Obi am person be beg me. Nyama what is Chef Friday? Said the norm dey at home. So it must.
Yes.
If we say and also here.
Okay. All right. Yen ko yen sem ni na me ni Ivan in start e wa ha. Enra yen ka bi nhye Chief Justice and mounted press conference, and we be here in the words of my Madame Fubi, I say she was brutally all over the place. Ivan, when you be a TA, when you be a shaking can be, what impression so far?
Yes, they can miss sunshine. I'm sure for him. I think
me about 12 minutes on this.
12 minutes. I think so. I didn't mind wasting time on the first station because it's a big issue. I think that we need to delve deeper.
Exactly.
Ghana for a better
time.
Who's that? The scene, before elections. So, when you heard things that may happen within our judiciary,
yes,
you and I will agree, sir, there were much more concern about the integrity and the sustainability of your judiciary in this country.
Right.
Ghana for were alarmed. And there are big media platforms, they were running, your friends saying, pools, try to ascertain the level of trust and confidence Ghana for war, our judiciary.
Exactly.
The results were out there. If only we want to be very honest with ourselves. In recent times, there were a lot of your friends saying ruling and a free Supreme Court over ordinary people could deem those ruling as very silly. And it was all over. You heard a lot of unpopular names like Unanimous 11, because some of the rulings now was subjected to critical scrutiny. Element of common sense, reasoning, and logic were missing. For instance, with this birth certificate, passport thing, and then issue. So the integrity of the judiciary became Adiana Ghana for so much concern about. Then came to the packing of the court, came to the appointment of individuals with known partisan ties. Yes. Former parliamentary candidate, Awafeli, now you're appointing a whole lot. You see, morally, some of these things, had a tendency to taint the credibility of the judiciary. And see, going into the elections, these were some of the key issues on the table in Ghana for Kamwasem, and the promise was made, some effort to be done just to ensure, say, regularize once again Ghana for Benya hope, trust and confidence in the institution. Because, Dr. Makacho said, "Oko mind be a Adi about home buying your soldier for Mukuratu and then your police for. I have trust and confidence the individuals repose in the establishment.
Exactly.
And in our course, Sri Lanka, Nipano Muti or Mainu Bufu, they all walk to the seat of the president.
Exactly.
Drove the president out in the swimming pool in as for citizens were soldier for bit stop here because it's their trust and confidence among for one reduce pet now lose that particular way. You are done.
Yeah.
You can have all the military whatever. And unfortunately for us, Jubilee House, maybe see Ghana for G-Woma, there is no way anybody can hide anywhere. You understand? So I think that's very important for us to put these issues on the table. After elections, then petitions started springing up. Because Mbakacho say even petition will be I had in mind say I will put that particular thing in place. So petitions as started here. Our president through a communication bar said this is what has happened and the processes has advanced so far. There has been a lot of your friends political cynicism, some kind of way a for try just to make this whole thing look like a particular agenda. But for me, where I sit now, I have listened to the Ghana Bar Association, I have listened to some so-called prominent lawyers, I have listened to the opposition party, I have listened to a lot of people or more try to comment on this particular issue. But there hasn't been any single individual, including the Chief Justice herself, or your press conference, what me pontificate at a single constitutional infraction our occasion so far in the course of this thing. Apart from throw out her twisted emotions and what she thinks the law should be. You understand? When he had her disagreement on the court, I think Onya 7-0 and say 5-0. Clearly, say issues now or no canon were not grounded, firmly grounded in any law, just imaginations and her personal wishes as a judge, as an individual, even though she's a lawyer. That is why court no to to go. But the process in some all can say president in second petition, man of kwan amana and responded. That is why whole thing started. Abra or the letter come out president. And president was very kind enough and gave her a copy of that particular petition. And until Chief Justice, it will respond yeah. And son of the Council of State, it may establish the Premier Facia. My culture say in the establishment of Premier Facia, in that particular process, no, it's not an adversarial process. I say some adverse funding will be advanced because they are just looking at the integrity and the threshold now constitution now set. The subsequent process after it, and I am kwanya, and you have cause to complain. You understand? But baby and run all boy yet. Kwanya yefa so I established the Premier Facia and say there were procedural errors. My question is what has been any constitutional instrument to be and as a procedural instrument to be established? These are the processes that we need to go through to ensure that we establish the Premier Facia. Because she's not the first person to go through this process. Okay, Justice Darren and Co and other people. The former your friend is saying Shraj boss and yes. They all went through this process.
Madam Lamti.
I'm telling you, sir, so far no, there hasn't been any legislative instrument, procedural instrument. We need to go through, sir, from this stage to this stage. The process is circumvented this laid down procedure. There hasn't been anything. What it does is a president receive a petition or forward it to the Council of State. The Council of State will do their in-depth inquiry into the matters to ascertain whether there is merit, credence in the issue, and then the report will finally be communicated to the president. Exactly. This is the process. So what the hell is he talking about? The process they established the Premier Facia was an error, and she was not able to pontificate a single constitutional line. You circumvented because my culture there is no legislative instrument and a procedural document regularizes that particular process. Senka Onimbibi Branco Chief Justice and she could have sense and no. In establishing a Premier Facia, we need a procedure and let us fairly ground that particular in law. What's now how many did the amount for another so no you are crying. And again, Anura, so what's here in Semna Okana? I saw a visibly shattered woman, all drawn in the sea of her own emotions, and clearly you could sympathize with her. And I'm a catcher say, "When you to me, you must learn to use it wisely because to me you need castle." I was so much ashamed to the stand for such words to be coming from a Chief Justice because she ended up accusing the other people, other judges. I must swear and to the stand said that the authority in question or say not court. Now Justice Panamaya Otiwe no so no writing a dissenting view different from one another, and according to her, because of that particular reason or disagree or no a ruling in favor of Daniel Ofori, disqualified the man. In this question, I'm saying we are talking about high profile judges. We know that their conscience, everything is intact. You've sworn an oath. So is the woman telling us, to know, must swear as a judge, it doesn't mean anything? Because as a judge, every case is different depending on the relevance of the issue that are available. You understand? You don't jump from issue to issue because when me rule for you, I don't have any personal attachment with you. So in a subsequent case, another case, you cannot say in the future no rule for it doesn't make sense. And clearly what the woman was lamenting yesterday was pure raw emotions, and it was very shameful, to be very honest with you, because my press conference I couldn't even watch to the end because you could see clearly saying whether she has been misled by some individuals to go on this particular time.
So you disagree with her on the conflict of interest bit
yes, there is no conflict of interest, and that particular issue she or drag it to court. Another day issue ni about Wegu, you understand? And again, we are talking about the most influential person within the judiciary. The topmost, the pinnacle of the judicial power. And if you go to the Constitution, it is explicitly written, the processes involved in removing the Chief Justice, the hearing, must be heard in camera. The issues so far, even though you can say, there were pieces of the petition being thrown around, a media for a man can do the investigation, get it. But officially, the parties involved, none and as speaking to the issues in public, not even government officials. But the woman brought a petition that is supposed to be listened to or looked at in public, in private, or the general public and on TV. And now all country Ghana for what is in the petition. That is a clear constitutional breach. And so even this process, clear that woman now. Adena Oye and Raro, Obi can take her to court and make sure she is removed because she has demonstrated nothing but sincere incompetence. Actually, she is not a person of character. Ghana for me trusting her to be the administrative head of the judiciary because what she did, a flagrant abuse of an explicit constitutional provision. And here interpretation, you see the provision must be, the process must be done in camera. You bring the petition out, discuss it, the merit, everything in it, another day, you put judgment on it. Does it make sense? And this is a chief justice who is supposed to ensure judiciary na da hono obebo ho ban and making sure niam be ya aduma.
Ever someone who can article 1468.
Okay.
Mamin can just so that viewers in so be or say all proceedings under this article and when you procedure from 6 7
yes.
All proceedings under this article shall be heard in camera.
Yes.
And the justice or chairman against whom the petition is made is entitled to be heard in his defense by himself or by a lawyer or other aspect of his choice.
Exactly. This is a clear constitutional provision, explicitly written. You don't need any implicit analysis to understand this. You see, when this whole process started, I told you I had a lot of respect for this woman, but the tangent she's going, I've lost every bit of respect I have for her. For instance, she says, oh, I'm for intimidating, on resigning, people are threatening her life. For Christ's sake, you are a chief justice. You are not some kind of yes, you are not an ordinary person. This is a chief justice. Obi Tratiwa, you know what to do. You go to the police. You report the issue to the police. You don't do press conference. Media for Obi Tratiwa life are going to the media to tell media does it solve the problem? And this is the biggest person in the judiciary. Also Obi Tratiwa is on resign. Now in the position, on to me for her, that is a reason why she thinks that the government is behind it. When she is unable to even identify individuals now or more threatening, again, Edu Lodge, she says that it brings a bad memory. Who cares about your emotional feelings? We are talking about Obia, why Adia, a man for free, so what a man for far, who dear so, and the constitutional process has been set in motion. Who cares about how you feel about the building? Because that building there, your friends a castle. Your friends a government building. We are not paying any this thing for that particular facility. You understand? And that place now all can say bringing memory. Now when a man for now over the years outfits, a jelly or prison and as a form. Do you know how they feel about the process? So I think that you see. I think that she must heed to wise counsel.
Okay.
Because tangents now on Namsono, she's breaking laws, she's defaming herself. She's proving to people that she's not a person of character. And I've sat on TV and I've told people, say, just wait for a trouble day. Because Aseminya Maya, Obia Shekot, Namobia Nimyansa, but when Asembabano, that's where you begin to test the integrity and the moral stability of individuals. And for me, what the Chief Justice sought to do yesterday was a stage managed politics. Somebody on attention shopping stunt trying to call for people that young coming to her aid. But you see, Ghana for now, I am much concerned about the sustainability and the integrity of our judiciary. They are not much concerned about the individuals. So for her, she's just a minor piece of the bigger puzzle Ghana for are trying to solve. So that emotional blackmailing that she sought to do on TV yesterday, will not fly because it will not change.
2 minutes more. You have almost done 15 minutes. But me beside your perspective on this matter. She made a point that I'll say, and I'm quoting her. That I say, hey, I have to screen is my. I'll say, and she's speaking here. Article 1273 of the Constitution indemnifies a judge against any action or suit for any act or omission by him while exercising judicial power. This provision was just last week cited as a reason for declaring a petition against a Supreme Court nominee frivolous. And yet, I am in Edu Lodge defending myself on this petition.
She's not serious. I'm telling you, because as a Chief Justice, she's supposed to know better. The issues now in question has nothing to do with her doing her job as a judge. For instance,
she's saying that Daniel Ofori
yes, Daniel Ofori issue in question.
Yes.
So petition say the ruling on that particular matter was concluded. They did everything. The judges have given their ruling. It was a side issue that has to do with personality, character, attitude, how you spoke to one person. Yapon show way camera no more free and so. What ensued between us, and you cannot capture it as part of proceedings, of course, exactly. You understand? Exactly. So it was a side issue, and the guy stated it. So if the Chief Justice is abusing somebody off record, that is not part of your job as a judge. You understand? Because it was off record. Judges don't have given their ruling. And then you are telling your colleagues, look at you, you are a lawyer, an incompetent person, you do more higher training as a forum. That is not part of judicial job. Exactly. That is a side issue. Your friend say, Obi can take you on because as a Chief Justice, you have no right to abuse anybody. At the end of the day, Nipa no challenge you, what's a yamfano? Now police for Ama handle na early event, lead to series of interactive way. So we cannot say. Your friend say, why abusing the panel? Because I court, Don't forget that proceeding ended when the ruling was given. Anything that happened beyond side issues and so forth. So for me, I think it's better say go through the process because you see in some Nana Mekacha says she's emotionally a bit shattered in a sense she's not finding balance because one breath you are appearing before the committee. Processing is ongoing. You are still part of the process. So why jump out of the process to come and do press conference? Press conference is a right. I cannot take that away from her. But if you know, you don't have confidence in the process that is going on, you pull out. You understand? Exactly. You understand? And now you wait for the process to end, then you tell people what? This whole thing is a PR stunt. For me, I think it's just she's just trying to sell some kind of emotional beta. No serious person will take it serious. All right. I don't want the committee to withhold her. The fact, as presented in the petition, the committee should do a thorough job. Another day, say about say Chief Justice, she will come back and take her job. And again, I'll say last one, I'll say President signed warrant of suspension, and they had a public go to me say, oh yeah, let me tell you. If you go to the Constitution, it is quite clear. Not in any term, Constitution say, President, committee now, yes, you be dinner the next phase. Yes. Say yet me establish the premier facie anyway, now establish a credence and merit, and set up a committee. Yes. The President, no, I will to me. That is a discretionary injunction on the President to sign that warrant or not. So it is not up to you in your twisted emotions just to determine what the President should do. You understand? All right. That is a constitutional right. So for me, I think that she's a broken, visibly shattered woman drawn in a pool of sea.
Ivan, innocent now, Odehyeeba Atujano. And so the last commentary, Article 10, like 14610 A, B. President was had 2 minutes to suspend it. Bello, I remember also 15 minutes to do one analysis of the matter.
And last time I came at the Hamadachi.
Okay.
Constitution, Nipa natural. Nipa something natural constitution. Seven previous. And Yamwa, Intine Yamra, a Nipa Intine Yamra.
Okay.
Yedi a man also to wa a baba sign be a chat to ho. Or Chinebiano, a bit me dear Yajuma. As some I came and an idea. I'm not me and send be almost sorry. A cultural crat or my era, man penny say. Ma meno, a ye at the Suban be a dear. Omufi say any in a Juma war, and the entrance and I know. And no man in a swa into a mutros a crater. Now, maybe so. Man, Payini be and ya crater, sir, and Fanya Jumada. Say, oh, crater mudiba ye dear. And tossum say, met me dear Yejuma. Ebu why dear Yejuma, Ebisu wa. The two giant and they say mampanyin say odi be adwuma ono obia ni twaka bia eye na adwuma no wo ye as mampanyin
okay
constitution na ye nyina ye kan ye article 146 ni nyina so no e make that establishment no wo ho say kwanya ye be fa so ayi chief justice enie eno as na kire say kwanya be fa so ayi na say appoint a chief justice and anya so it's the same constitution no kire kwanya be fa so appoint a chief justice eno as na kire kwanya be fa so ayi a chief justice e be the constitution no so na mum me de menye lawyer ni minsuam mra so na mum omo amusuam mra aye lawyer for no omo say law no mu no omo be aye fa letter and spirit se sanity e dia na ne ye dia no so ye adwuma aye letter ne dia letter ne ye mra na constitution aka ato no me bo a entwere no na me bo a na mo spirit no aye nipa nie ate wo mu a wada di aye betimi adia ka se a won susu ye mu mpo no nyanka be ye se na odi kokko ye nte na mra no ye de efa ye ana amfa ye ana ye de ye nka se maame no mani correspond to aye oh na ye nyina ye te kroma ana edu asem akwa ahimfia kokko bo